Hi, it's Alex Murphy, and today I'm going to be talking about how to deal with the fear of rejection and failure. Hi, so today I want to talk about fear. It's a big player in loads of people's lives, and the reason why I'm doing this video is actually I've been working with some people quite recently who have been expressing fear in very different ways, and I thought, actually wouldn't it be really good to discuss what fear actually is and then what our opportunities are to overcome it. And I think really just kind of questioning, is that fear real or not? You see, because fear was generated for us in the human species to escape from real danger. So it created a fight or flight mode where you have that burst of adrenaline and you can get away from that immediate and present danger. Whereas today in our society, that danger isn't so much physical anymore, it's more to do with psychological, and that can have longer term effects in regards to stress, anxiety and depression, and it can stop us achieving our dreams as well. So when I look at fear, I think there's probably two places that we would look at this. Number one would be this fear of rejection, and then the fear of failure. So let's talk about the fear of being rejected. So I've been working with some people that have been really fearful to do anything or take an action or be creative because they feel that the person that they want to connect with or impress or move forwards with will reject them in that moment. And I can understand this fear because nobody wants to feel like they're bad or thought badly of or hated or pushed back or told that they aren't any good. And so I can sympathise and I can understand. And I suppose my challenge back would be though, so how often does that actually happen? So how often do you actually get rejected? Because we have in our minds, and we play this cinema in our minds of that rejection is really real and it's really urgent and it's also in our faces all the time and it's a real risk. But actually, when you look back on your life and think about the amount of times you've actually been flat out rejected, it's probably 2-3% of the things that you've ever done in your life. It's actually the minority. And no, it doesn't feel good when you're rejected, I absolutely understand that, but it's a very small chance of being rejected, because if you look back on your life, you'll see that actually it is probably only that 2 or 3% of times that you've ever been rejected. So my question would be is, why would you let a minority, a 2 or 3% chance, stop you taking the action? Because it shouldn't really, should it? It's only a very small chance, and if it does happen, then your opportunity to then go again with something different will increase your odds further because you've already had that one rejection. And I think this is quite an important factor in the fact that we've built something up of rejection as this massive thing that's very likely to happen. Whereas if you're honest, it's just not likely to happen. So when you have that fear of rejection, ask yourself, how likely is it for me to be rejected? And should this fear be that big because of that percentage chance? So the second major reason why we have fear is this fear of failure. And again, it's because nobody wants to fail, nobody wants to be seen as bad, nobody wants to be seen as unsuccessful. So I understand and empathise once again. I suppose that challenge and that question back would be, if you don't try, how can you ever be successful? So rather than saying the fear of failure is stopping me acting, my challenge to you would be is, what's your fear of success? How fearful are you about not being successful? Because if you're so scared that you have to be successful, then you won't mind failing once or twice to get to where you need to go to. But this idea of, I don't want to fail because it might look bad on me in some way, shape or form, is an absolutely crazy idea really, isn't it? Because in the long term, we all need to fail to be successful. We all intuitively know that, we all logically know this. And yet we still say, oh, I don't want to fail, I need to be perfect. Nobody is perfect, and actually the only way you can get close to being perfect is if you fail a few times. So rather than being fearful of failure, be fearful that you won't be successful. Because if you're determined to be successful, then a few failures will never get in the way. But if you're afraid of being a failure, then you'll never try to be successful. I hope those two pieces of advice have helped. I know that fear is big, I know that it's massive, but you can overcome it if you ask the right questions and you decide to take that action. Hi, it's Dax again. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please could you do two things for me. Number one, subscribe. I send out a video once every 2 weeks with some inspirational, motivational things, hopefully for you, that can help you improve the quality of your life and help you become the best version of you. And then also, if this video has resonated, then please share it with somebody that you think it could help as well, because that's the biggest gift that we can give, is to support and connect others. So share if you care.